We're doing it here, man. I couldn't begin. I want to tell you that we are the donut capital of the world. I want to tell you that we're having the eating championship of the world. I know we're wired differently. I know we do things differently. I know we wake up differently. I know we go to bed differently. I know we cry differently. I know we win differently. We lose differently. We love differently. We do everything differently because we're wired differently. Tom's Donuts, my daddy's business from 1970, is wired differently. And this weekend, not only are we the donut capital of the world, but now we'll be the reigning donut eating championship mecca of the world. People are coming from all over the country to see this wired differently production. And why do I tell you this story? Because this is a week of stories. This is a week of entrepreneurial mindset stories. This is a week of love. This is a week of success. This is a week of hardship. This is a week of blood, sweat, and tears. Listen, nobody gets to where they want to go if they don't know where they're going and how to get there. And nobody does it easy. My dad's 82 this year. Started this business in 1970. Yeah. His prime is past him. But the legacy will never die if I have anything to do with it. It's not. It's not in the cards. You see, his story is epic. I'm making a major motion picture out of it. I love him that much. I love the story that much. I love you all that much. What's your story? What's the story you're going to tell your children? What's the story that's launched you? What's the story that's made you? I want to talk about a story. I want to talk about your story. I want to talk about entrepreneurial stories. I want to talk about winners. I want to talk about wired differently people. I want to talk about people who have stories of success. And I got my man, Tony Ruby. I mean, I'm sorry, Tony. I had to get a little fired up this morning. Did I scare you?
No. You're getting me all excited.
Well, I think you probably we've been friends for like 3 years now. And I'm sure we were aware of each other before that, but you've grown on me. I know I've festered on you, right? I'm just kind of like this guy. He won't go away. Why does he love me so much? I'm particularly proud of Tony, and I asked him to be on this show for a couple reasons. This is a week of What's Your Story? And next week, we're going to be talking about problem solving. We're going to be talking about solutions. We're going to be talking about how to get things done, right? And what's the remedy and how all those things work. And so I just wanted to build this week up because it's an amazing time of the year for me and Tom's Donuts. Wired differently. Systems, we own as many as 14 organizations. My wife and Heather and I and my wife, Heather, is part of running and owning all of those. And you guys know Heather. We'll get her on the show here too. She's phenomenal. But the thing is that this week, I've been traveling all over the country, Tony. And I won't lie to you, I'm exhausted mentally. But when I realized I had you this morning, I was up early. I was texting you. I was emailing. I was so excited because your story to me is epic, right? And it's one of these stories that is just starting, and I'm on the ground of it, right? I'm witnessing a miracle in front of me. I'm witnessing a man, an overcomer, an achiever, truly a man who's wired differently in his thoughts, his mind, and in his beliefs. And you're part of my Wired Differently team You're part of my Tom's Donuts team. You're part of Angola, Indiana, in the tradition of this community that we have here. And when I come back to Angola on Memorial Day weekend for the Donut Olympics, I'm just jacked up. And I couldn't think of a better person to have on today. So here's the deal. The title of this series is What's Your Story? The title today is The Jagged Pill. And and I'm not trying to bring people down, but I really wanted to bring Tony on here to tell his story because I know his story. Thanks for letting me in on your story, Tony. I'm going to highlight a few things, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to get your time. But, man, I cannot sell you short. A lot of people don't know who you are. They're on this channel. They're seeing you. Tony is Mr. Meatz. He is arguably the meat man of the world, right? We're building him in Steuben County. He's doing it. And listen, he has got the most amazing brats. He's got 65 flavors of brats. Nobody has 65 flavors. You said, Todd, how many? I said 65. And I asked Tony earlier, I mean, 65, that's obsessive. He goes, listen, I'm on the road to 100. 100. I think that's your niche. I think that's what you lead with, bro. I think that you are the brat king of the world. I think that you're dynamic. I think you're the hardest working meat man in the planet. I think you're dedicated. You're committed. You've done things for me that nobody could even explain, from storing buns to buying food and packaging and creating. He upgraded our burger package this year to the all-time. Only Tony and I know this secret recipe.
It's very special. Very special.
Yeah. So listen, I want to introduce you as what we have here right now, but I want the world to hear a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your background, and I'm going to brag on you for the next 20 minutes. That's for sure. Give us a little background. Give us your name. Give us the title of your company, and then talk to us a little bit about what you're featuring at Mr. Meatz, and then we'll dive into the rest of the interview.
Well, my name's Tony Ruby. I own Mr. Meatz in Angola, Indiana. We have a wide variety of things, from 65 plus flavors of brats. We have fresh meat case, beef, pork, chicken, lamb, you name it. We do weekly specials in our meat cave that we have, which is a 20 by 20 refrigerated room. We run specials every week. We post them on Tuesdays. We do some wholesale.
Stop right there. Stop. I can't take it. Stop. Did you say meat cave?
Yes.
Is that even a word? Is that a Tony thing or a meat damn cave? Like, you realize that all I eat is meat, salt, and water, and I've lost 30 pounds, and me and you are on a race to see who can lose the most weight, and that's how I'm doing it. And you're telling me if I go down to Mr. Meatz in Steuben County and go Indiana, there's a damn cave with meat in it, like caveman, yes, like burning fire and like stoking the flame, like a cave full of meat. My mind is blown.
Yes.
Tell me about the meat cave. It's full. What's it full of?
It's got beef, pork, chicken, cheese. It's got a little bit of everything in it.
A meat cave. I'm sorry. Keep going. I won't interrupt you anymore. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're on a roll. Go ahead. Meat cave.
There's 65 flavors of brats in my freezer right now. I'm on the road to 100. We carry every seasoning, spice, barbecue sauce you could ever dream of. I think I'm up to like 45 different barbecue sauces. I'm getting to the point where my customers are like, "What's your best barbecue sauce?" I can't eat it.
I have a question. Yes. I'm going to get in trouble here, but what's that shit all about?
The special shit, the shit line of seasonings. I have so much fun with that seasoning line. They've got special
I'm
shit.
just repeating what the label says. Yes, Facebook, yes. You can't. We're not talking politics. We're not talking religion. We're just talking some shit right here. You can't do anything to me, Facebook. Tony started it.
Yes. And you know what's crazy? If I could find them. They send these bags with them.
We don't have to say it now. Just hold the bag up, and I want to say, Hey Tony, what's that seasoning all about? Beep, beep, beep. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Facebook. All right, go ahead. I won't interrupt anymore. I won't interrupt.
You go ahead. What questions you got for me?
I have so many. So obviously, we can make meat, we can make brats, we can do everything. But I'm going to challenge you right now as your coach. I'm like, Tony, we have got to dial in this brat market. I mean, nobody's doing 65 brats. Nobody's doing 100 brats. No, people will travel from all over the world to get our donuts and your brats, right? Like, it's incumbent on us, like between Caruso's and Trine and Tom's Donuts, and now the young boy on the block is Tony. Like, I'm 58. I'm going to die before you, bro. Someone's got to carry on the Meat Cave legacy. You got to hold that banner, Steuben County, man. We got to bring it in, the donut capital of the world, the university of the world, the Italian food of the world, the donut capital of the world, the brats of the world, Tony, right? Yes. I'm particularly fired up this morning because I'm home in Angola. I do tend to carry on at times, but good night. I love Tony. So I need to bring it down a little bit, because here's the lesson I want everyone to have today is, what's your story? And so what Tony has done for me and for a lot of people, and what he's going to share with our story, is this jagged pill, this idea of what happens when things go wrong, right? What happens in your life when your entrepreneurial mindset is shifted and your world's rocked and the carpet's been pulled out from under you? What happens when the people you trusted the most hold that bag up? Hold your bag back up. What happens when the people you trusted in the world take a bleep out of you, right? Well, they just don't do that. They leave you, right? Get rid of that bag. I just want people to know that, man, sometimes people dump on you. Matter of fact, I think you should count on every human being in the world letting you down. There's only one person, one thing, one deity, one idea, one concept, one religion that I can tell you without a doubt that will never let you down, and that's God. People will always let you down. And that damn jagged pill is something you're going to have to swallow, and you're going to have to figure out how to come out of it. And out of all the brats, all the meat, all the things Tony has done for this community himself, I want you to hear his jagged pill. I want to hear what happens, Tony, when people take things from you that you thought were yours, that you deserve to be yours. What do? Do you go in the shower and curl up in a fetal position and cry? Do you start drinking alcohol? Do you start doing meth? Do you start smoking weed? What do you do, Tony, when everything you had was lost and you have to start over? What do you do?
It was let's do some calculating. This one digs deep. It all started, and I laid in bed for 3 weeks. Yes, I didn't get up to go anywhere. I didn't do anything. I didn't go for drugs. I didn't do any of that. But I had told myself, after 3 weeks of laying in bed, I said, you can't do this. You've worked too hard. You're better than that. You can't let it happen.
What happened? Why were you in the bed for 3 weeks?
Well, I spent 12 years, my blood, sweat, and tears, working for somebody. Thought I had the world, never seen myself anywhere else, never thought of it to be anything else. And walked in one day, and they told me that they were going to have to lay me off. And it all started there. I was a mess. I left there. I called my fiance crying. I had never seen myself anywhere else. I thought I had it. Like, that's where I was going to be. And I'd have my chance to own it someday. And it's just not how the cards played out. So like I said, I went home and I laid in bed for 3 weeks, and I just depressed and down and out, and never went towards anything bad, the bars, the alcohol, none of that. And I woke up one morning and I told myself, I said, you've worked too hard. You can't give up now. You've worked way too hard for where you're at today. So I started regrouping. I thought, okay, we'll see how this goes. I got a job, started working for somebody else, and saved every penny I could. Didn't spend any extra money, didn't take my kids anywhere, didn't go out to eat, didn't do nothing. Pretty much lived like a bum for a whole year. I'm working away one day, I get a phone call from a stranger, didn't know the stranger, and said, hey, can you meet me at this building tomorrow at 6:30? I said, sure. So I walked into this empty building that I'm sitting in right now, and this man touched my heart. He says, I got this building, and I've been around the county, and I wanted to see a meat market in this building. And everybody I've talked to says, you're the man I need to get a hold of. Awesome. I said, I don't know about that. He says, yep, you're the man. And I had always told myself, and I promised to my fiance and my children, that I would never get back in the meat business unless it was for me.
Right.
I wasn't going to work for somebody else. I worked 12 years, 7 days a week, countless hours. I put my whole heart into it, from missing my son's baseball games and stuff like that. Dad was dedicated to work. I put my whole life into it. And so it all started. One thing led to another. Got hooked up with this very, very wonderful guy. He said, I'd like to see a meat market in this building. And here we are 3 years later. I've had help of wonderful, wonderful people, including yourself, Todd. I mean, you walked in my store one day, and I was here for the kill. You said, I need this, and I gave you this, and you've heard you've seen me tear up about it. I've told you the story, start to finish. It's just amazing, If anybody ever tells you you can't do something, it depends. You can do anything in your life. It's just how bad do you want it?
Yeah, so I want to jump in here, Tony, because I do. I remember meeting you, walking in there. Matter of fact, I called you on the phone. Remember when I called you on the phone first?
Yep. You wouldn't tell me who you were.
I used a fake voice. I was like, I'm trying to put together a burger, and I need a special formula, and I need someone who can hand deliver it. And I'm just wondering if you know anybody or would be interested in that. I think that I've heard some good things about you. You were kind of a startup, but then I'm like, and then you say, well, who am I speaking with? And I said, it doesn't matter. You don't need to know. There's information you don't need to know, because I was on the down low, right? And I'm like I was like deep throat. I'm like, you don't need to know. Just answer the questions, Tony. Can you make me a burger that will kill for days? Can you deliver it on time? Can you make it early? Can you do it? Yes, I can, Todd. I said, what? I said, I thought you didn't know who I was. He goes, Todd, everybody knows who you are, and you're on caller ID. I'm so damn smart. I tricked myself, and I disclosed. And I was like, "Well, that caller ID is not right." Click. I hung up the phone. No, it was very close to that. It was very true. How close am I to that story?
Yes, you're very close. I said, "Be here in an hour," and you were here in 20 minutes.
Well, anyways, he's definitely up and running and doing things on his own. He's kicking ass and taking names, and I'm no lie. I'm not talking any shit either. If everybody's just followers right now, he has a flavor called, what's it called, Tony?
Which
Your
one?
skip flavor or whatever. What's the seasoning you got?
For brats?
Well, that seasoning you sell because I said the word shit. I just want people to know that you have this flavor.
We got the special shit and the bullshit and the chicken shit and the dip shit.
Okay.
And the no shit.
Okay, we got it. But I just don't want people are just coming out and get lots of followers and they hear me saying the word, bleep. And here's the thing. Let's see if we have here. I have I was gonna have a bleep sound. But Here's the thing. Tony has revolutionized meat in this community. There's not a lot of meat producers here. We have several good meat companies in this industry, but Tony's really marketing, taking it another level, and he is the official meat person for Tom's Donuts. He's officially going to be on the trailer this year. He is committed to sponsoring the whole summer for us. Thank you for sponsoring Tom's Donuts prime rib brisket burger with a special extra flavor to it this season. Let's talk about that real quick. But I want to wrap up Tony. So Tony, I guess before we go into that, I want everyone to understand that what happened with Tony was not unusual. This person he was working for, I'm sorry, Tony, but they didn't do anything wrong, right? They unless they had something in writing with you that said you are owed this, and you know, obviously from a moral perspective, you feel like you were stung. But at the end of the day, the owner of an organization has every right, you know, other than, you know, murder and certain illegal things, to do what they want to do. Things change in life. People shift. You know, I guarantee you can talk to your children and say, well, Dad, that's not what you said last year. Right? They remember stuff like that. They're like, well, that's not what, you know, so it just happens. And then people change and leadership change, and then people rise up. And then if certain people are a threat, they take them out. They just take them out. If someone's better than them, in many occasions, the preservation is just boom. Boom. Take away that threat. You got caught up in that, bro. I mean, that's all it is business, man. We did a whole thing on don't take it personal, but I'll tell you what, sometimes you have to, damn it, take it personal. And when you take it personal, damn it, sometimes you, damn it, have to do it because it's personal. You don't have to take it personal and tell the world, but you have to internalize it. Ask Michael Jordan. Ask Elon Musk. And you need to take that jagged pill and you need to flip the script, baby. And you need to say, okay, that's my fire. You don't have to hate anybody. But you need to take that jagged pill and you need to make it a fire pill. And somehow, you took the depression, you took the weight, you took the loss, you took the sting, and you turned it into something to work for you. It only took one phone call and you didn't hesitate.
Yes.
You jumped. This is my chance. Now you're an owner. Now you're the one who's deciding what's morally right. Now you're the one deciding who you're going to be helping grow. And I want you to learn one lesson from that, and one lesson only today. Do not do to anybody what they did to you. Can you promise me that?
I promise you that.
Set expectation levels that are fair, reasonable, and understood. Fail to grace. If you fail on somebody, fail gracefully. Because it's a lonely story being an entrepreneur. It's a lonely place to be as an entrepreneur. You have to make decisions. Some of them aren't popular, but you can be measured. You can be in a position to make yourself grow like I think you really are. We've talked about a lot of things, and I know you've got some places to grow, and I really want to take you to this brat capital of the world idea. I want brats to be I want people coming from all over talking about Tony Meatz, Mr. Meatz, brats. I mean, who does 100 on a road to 100? Think about that for a moment. So you entrepreneurs out there, Tony is, I would tell you, my poster child of flipping the script. Tony's the guy that said, you know, not again. Nope. Not me. Do me once, not twice. I'm going to create my own destiny. This is why we're in the greatest country in the world. You don't want to work for somebody anymore, then don't. Come talk to me. I'll help you. My last boss was my dad, and I was 16 years old. That's a lie. I worked for Taco Bell for 1 year, and I learned a lot. And I took that same fuel, I took that same fire, I took that same knowledge. Think about it, Tony. You would not be sitting where you are right now, bro. Captain of that chair, commanding the sales that you're commanding, the people loving you the way they love you, if you wouldn't have had your ass kicked like you did.
Absolutely.
I dare you to tell the world that's not true.
I can't do it.
All right, so I want you to tell the whole world right now, to those people that did you that way, thank you very much for this opportunity you gave me.
Thank you very much for that opportunity that you gave me.
You're nobody's touching you.
No.
Literally, they pushed you. They pushed you into a space for you to grow your family and friends and your brand. Think about it. You're an overcomer, man.
It makes me work harder.
Yeah.
It makes me work harder. Every time I think about it, it just pushes me more and more and drives me more and more.
And I know you're the kind of guy that you're focused on your brand, your time, and your place. You're not focused on hate. You're not focused on anybody else out there.
Nope.
I think you should be grateful for that competition. I got to tell you, I'm grateful every day for people who critique me, and trust me, people love to critique me. They do. You should see from the rise of Wire Differently and Tom's Donuts. You know, I get a lot of love, man, tons and tons of love. But man, I've had it handed to me really, really hard. And so much at some point where I've had to sit my family down and say, these people are saying this and that, and it's just not accurate at all. It's just haters are going to hate, right? And so we have a great community here, Tony. And let's talk about the Tom's Donuts Eating Championship of the World. I want to take it out on that because you're an official sponsor. And this year what we did is we created a sponsorship that would go from all the way from the Donut Olympics all the way through July, where we have our 4th of July block party, fireworks, an amazing live band. I think they're out of Chicago. Like, this is a really, really big deal band. So you have graciously decided to sponsor us for the Memorial Day Donut Olympics. And now you've also sponsored us for the July event as well. And we want to thank you very much. My wife and I and my brother and my dad, Tom Saylor, want to thank you for stepping up and really owning your ownership. I've noticed on your Facebook, you've actually done some commercials for us.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And I actually think you're funny in your commercials.
I'm getting there. It's new. And I need some Todd coaching on that. I stutter and stumble, and it's getting better. It's getting better.
Yeah. Well, I need you to get. Do you have any Mr. Brat shirts?
No.
Okay. Well, when you get Mr. Brat shirts, I want one. I wear a large. I've lost.
You mean Mr. Meatz?
Well, you're going to be the Brat King of the world. So, Mr. Meatz, you're correct. But you're going to be the Brats King, so that's what I meant by that. But I want a shirt that says, Mr. Meatz, the Brats King, or something like that, so I can get on the air here and talk about 100 flavors of brats. We spell with a Z, don't we?
Yes.
Okay. BRATZ, and I want to wear that shirt. Now, I just want to tell you, when you get me that shirt, I am a large. I used to be an extra large. I've lost 30 pounds by just eating your organic meat, water, and salt. What say you, Tony?
I've lost 35 pounds in 7 weeks, Todd. Pretty proud of that.
That's right. You should be. I think you're not only changing this community, you're changing your life. You're changing a lot of things for people that are watching this show. You're an extreme overcomer. And I want to encourage you on your business model. I want to encourage you on continuing to lose weight. Now, did you hear how I'm losing my weight, though?
Yes.
What do you think? Just your meat. When I'm here, all I do is eat your bacon, all your meat, all your hamburger, all the Tom's burger, meat, salt, and water. And sometimes I'll have salt, meat, and water. And then when I want to change it up, I go to water, meat, salt. Well, anyways, I think I've left you speechless, Tony. We're going to wrap this show up. I want to talk to you a little bit. I'm going to just kind of kick this show into overdrive here. I've got to take my father to the hospital. We'll take prayer requests for my dad. He's going to be 82. And he's had some adjustments in his life. Can you imagine, being 80 plus? I was in the doctor's office with him yesterday. We had a big scare, and He wanted to tell the doctor that he was fine, so he dropped down and showed the doctor, and he gave him 5 push-ups. Then he bent over and touched his toes, and then he did some wall push-ups. He says, "Doc, I'm fine." I mean, I don't know what to tell you, friends, other than he's an amazing man, and I just want to lift him up over this last season of his life, and just continue to encourage him. And Tom's done. He'll be there signing boxes this weekend. Nothing's going to stop him. We're going to go to Fort Wayne as soon as we hang up from this live. And, you know, a guy like Tom Saylor inspires me and inspires a guy like Tony.
Yes, very much so.
Tony, I'm only 58. What are you, 35? I don't even know.
31.
31. You're wise like a 50-year-old, right? We've got some time. We've got some miles to go yet before we see 80, right? Are we going to be doing push-ups and wall push-ups to impress the doctor when they try to tell us you can't drive anymore? Man, when they say you can't drive anymore, that man broke down and did sit-ups, push-ups, and he was going to fight like heck for that ability to stay relevant and drive. So, Daddy-O, we got your back, brother. We love you. We're never going to leave you. Tony, thanks for being a part of the field.
Thank you, Todd.
Thanks for loving this community. Thanks for bringing us 100 flavors of the most amazing brats. Thanks for creating the greatest prime rib brisket burger the planet has ever seen.
And
Thanks for
I'm
committing.
very pleased to have the opportunity, Todd. You're very inspirational. You drive me every day. Every time I see a live video, I'm like, oh, I got to stop. I got to watch Todd's live.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you're pulling over. I need you, man. I need you. We're the only two know the secret formula for that meat. And we've never wrote it down because we don't want anybody to have to hold us hostage and take that meat formula. We only have it in the back of our head. Well, Tony, if anybody ever tried to get that meat recipe from you, would you talk or would you die for the secret sauce? He's nodding his head. He would die. Well, God bless you all. Get somebody in your life that would die for the secret sauce. Get somebody in your life that's going to lift you up. Get yourself a partner. Find a story and tell it, because that's what separates us from the world. Remember to do it, think differently. God bless you. I love you.